Okay, welcome. In this video, we are going to go over a program that we usually do in class together. So those of you at distance learning, um, you can follow along with me. You can try some of the code on your own with you too. If you feel like you got it, you can just try and program it up and then watch the rest of the video, and then see if your answer matches. What's happening here is we want to scrub the internet. We are going to censor some of the internet for Mr. Westphal. I like to make fun of Justin Bieber here. So we have strings. We're going to find text all over the internet, and anytime we see Bieber, we're going to replace it with no talent hack. Okay, so you can see an example of here's an input string, and we want to take out Bieber, and in its place put the no talent hack. All right. Um, so the code, the setup, would look like this. We'd have a starting string, and then again, we want to take out this Bieber and replace it with the no talent hack. All right, so I added some like returns here, and I had to do the slash quote to get the quote. It still didn't format all that pretty, but it's not that important. I just got to be able to figure out how to take this out. Okay, so again, if you want to try some of this, pause it and then give it a shot before watching how to go through the answer of this. Okay, so how we're going to do this is we have to find the index of Bieber. All right. And so basically the idea would be if I call index of, it really doesn't matter what it is because each sentence is going to be different. So I'm just going to say it's a variable called IDX. Okay, so that'll return the start of Bieber, which I'm not sure what it is. We could count it out here, but whatever that is. All right. And then what I like to do, or I think what makes the most sense to do here, is take everything before Bieber in one string, okay, and then do a second substring to take everything that comes after Bieber. Sorry, I'm having a hard time underlining it, but that'll be like an end string. So we'll make a new variable called like starting part or start, okay, and then we'll have a second variable called end, which is everything after Bieber. So essentially we're going to chop out, right? Essentially what we're doing is we're chopping out all the letters right in here. Okay, and then we have a start and end, and then at the end, or once we're done, we'll just make a new string that is like string result, and that'll equal start plus no, I guess the no talent hack plus end. Okay, so that'll sort of be the last line in the program is, well, not the last line, I guess we'd print out result, but we'd have the start part plus no talent hack plus end. All right, so it's really a matter of how do we do the substring stuff. All right, so the first step will be to find this IDX, and then I think the substring would go from 0, right? To go from position 0 up to here, up to IDX. All right, and I think because we run one pass on substring, the B wouldn't get taken. Okay, so this start, I can even start to put the code right here. So we can do like string start equals, I guess, the beginning string. So whatever the string is called, that substring. And then I'm going to go from 0 to IDX. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that won't take the B in Bieber. Okay, so the next part, the end, right, when I do this string, I have to do another substring, which is going to be pretty tricky because I want it to start actually at the I, or maybe even the space. I guess I put it for space here or not. But I want to start it from here and then go all the way to the end. So what this position is I think it's like 6 more than IDX. I guess I could count. So here's IDX. So we have 1 more, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I went 6, I think it would hit the space. So I want to do IDX plus 6, right? If this is IDX, this I is IDX plus 1, IDX plus 2, the B is IDX plus 3, IDX plus 4, IDX plus 5. If I go from IDX plus 6, I think that'll take the space and go all the way to the end. All right, so here I want to do the name of this string, dot substring, idx plus 6. Okay, so again, when you pass in just a single parameter, here I was passing in 2. When I pass in a single parameter, it takes from that position all the way to the end. So that should get us the end of the string. So that's pretty much the code actually. It's just this line, and then combine them together. All right, so I'm just gonna type out pretty much exactly what I was saying. So we have the starting, I guess I could call it starting part to be really descriptive. And I'm just gonna do the starting string dot substring. Maybe I should call this original. This would make more sense to be original. Like the original string. Original, if I could actually spell it right. Dot substring. And we said we're gonna go from 0 to idx. Oh, but I forgot to get idx. So sorry, we need to do the index of. So I'm gonna make a new int called idx, and I'm gonna do original dot index of, and I'm gonna search for Bieber. All right, so I'm gonna try and find Bieber, and then I'm gonna get from 0 to that position. Right, so it would start right here, but again, it's not going to take the B. And then I would do ending part. So I take the original string, substring, and then I'm going to do idx plus 6, which I think is the length of Bieber. Yeah, it's 6 characters long, so we're essentially going to skip over that and take the rest of the string. All right, and then I'm finally going to do string result is equal to the starting part plus no talent, the no talent tag. Okay, plus the ending part. Okay, and I'm not sure about the spacing. Like, I think this starting part would still have the space here, so I'd be okay. And then the way we set this up, I think the ending part would also have a space. So I don't need to put a space here or here. But we can kind of run it and see if it works here. So let's see. Let's see if I can get this to work. In his home, the no talent hack is currently working on a new album. So I think that's working. Other than obviously my formatting is kind of disgusting here, but we got it. And you could certainly make a debate that Mr. Bieber is the greatest Canadian ever. I'm not really sure. I'm not super familiar with all my Canadians, but maybe Wayne Gretzky. I don't know. He's probably pretty good. But anyways, we got it working. So, and I generally think too, I would test it with more than just one case. So especially like, we could do like Justin. We should put it at the start of the string and see if that still works. So we should do like Bieber makes me a believer, or whatever his followers are called. Let's see if it works there. So the no talent hack makes me a believer. Okay, so it seems to be working in that case, right? And in real life, when I would write programs for my company, they would test it like crazy. They would run through a bunch of different sample ones to make sure it handles all the weird cases, right? Because that's kind of a strange case where it's in the beginning, or like an also one is when it's at the end of the string. So the best musician is Bieber. Okay, so we could try something like that and see if, and that still seems to work okay. There is actually one flaw in this program, so it's a pretty good time to pause the video and see if you can find the flaw in this. All right, so I think the problem is if the string doesn't have Bieber, right? So we could just say, I like pizza. All right. No, I live pizza. I like pizza. Okay. And so I think that's going to blow up because this is going to be -1. And then we're going to try and do a substring from 0 to position -1, which won't make any sense. So it'll blow up. All right. And so we haven't really got into this yet, but in the next chapter, we'll talk about conditionals. So this would be a really good example of conditionals. So basically, I would only want to try to do this stuff, right? I can only really take out Bieber if it's in there. So we could do something like if the IDX is greater than -1, right? Or if it's not equal to -1, I guess would be another way to say it. So if it's not, sorry, if it is greater than -1, that means we found Bieber, so we can do all that stuff. All right, and then we could say else is if we didn't find it, then we can just say string not found. Okay, so don't have to know that for this chapter, but I thought it'd be a good introduction to where you might want to use an if. So now it doesn't crash out, it just says string not found. Okay, that's it. This one does help with number 5 from the homework on Scrubber. So if you look here, you have to do one where you're gonna. I'm getting sick of my name being all over Twitter, so you're gonna censor Twitter so that Westpatal is just replaced with a bunch of stars. Okay, and there's a starter code to kind of help you here. This is kind of the wrong path, but if you go to our starter code and then find the one called Scrubber, they'll have some directions and stuff to help you in there. And this Beaver one can help with that. So that is all. Thank you for watching.